across many areas.
In 2017, AIT was awarded with the Best Professional College Awards by the SPPU. Research and innovations are the two important pillars of our institute along with the academics. Faculty research, patents, hackathon are the active buzzwords at the campus.
This is from my fourth company that I'm coming here, and I'm glad that everywhere, wherever I've gone and I've picked up students from AIT, the experience has always been on the rise. The kind of professionals that come out of the AIT alumnus, it's just amazing. When people coming from the army background, you get a lot of dedicated, disciplined, never say die attitude kind of guys.
In one of the organizations, I had an opportunity to recommend Army Institute of Technology as one of the institutes from where we should take the students. The Army Institute of Technology has an edge over other institutes, and when I look at how part of it, first is the quality of students in terms of their discipline, in terms of their adaptability, in terms of their ability to learn and willingness to learn. Huge amount of difference I can see in the students, the quality of students from Army Institute of Technology as compared to other institutes.
Since inception, when the first batch passed out in 1998, we have consistently recorded above 90% campus placements. The quality of placements especially is very good when it comes to the number of and nature of industries visiting the campus. We have all the industries from all domains visiting our campus. Manufacturing, engineering, consulting, IT product, IT services, telecom, analytics and whatnot. If we see the range of industries, we have around 60 to 70 industries every year visiting the campus. We have a very healthy target of achieving 100% placements by 2020 with average salary of rupees 6 lakhs per annum.
From its origins in 1998 to the present in 2018, the Army Institute of Technology has grown, evolved and achieved heights never seen before, bringing its students a name to be proud of and setting their career path and preparing them for a life of immense success ahead.
I am Brigadier Abhay Bhatt. I am the 9th Director of Army Institute of Technology. Army Institute of Technology has a checkered history of last 24 years. Today, we have risen to a very high ranking nationally at the ranking of 77. In the western region, we are in top 8, and in Pune, we are considered to be amongst the top 3 engineering colleges. As per our vision, we are committed to provide total quality engineers to the nation. And towards that, we ensure all-round development of our students. For this, we are drawing a roadmap which includes both vertical and horizontal growth. We are also introducing new and modern processes to enhance our teaching and learning process. We are also moving towards attaining academic autonomy to achieve our goals. We are also keen to focus on research, development and innovation and enhanced industry interface. Most of our students have joined corporate sectors. Some of them have also joined defense forces and serving the nation in this capacity. Striving to achieve our objectives, as per our motto, we are always rising onward to glory. Jai Hind.
The development of any student requires an all-round approach, and such a holistic perspective has always been the essence here at the Army Institute of Technology.
The story starts with General Bipin Chandra Joshi becoming the Chief of Army Staff. He said that the Army has been running Army schools for a very long time. Why haven't we graduated to running Army colleges? The idea of an Army Institute of Technology was uppermost in his mind. So, in July '94, this campus was bustling with activity and the AIT was born.
Spread over an area spanning 30 acres, the campus of the Army Institute of Technology houses everything that a student requires for a great and enriching educational experience.
I think ever since my student days, AIT has always been ahead of the curve in providing the kind of exposure that students need, be it academics or sports or careers or leadership, and I believe it has only got better and better over the past many years. So you'd be surprised to hear that if I'm in a group of my peers, more than a third of them are running startups of their own, which is a really big deal.
The Army Institute of Technology has gone to great lengths to provide its students with a variety of facilities to ensure the best in education. From modern, well-equipped classrooms that deliver theoretical learning to modern labs encompassing various streams of engineering, instilling within the students the awe of the machine by giving them hands-on experience on various industry-grade apparatus, while teaching them the underlying principles behind the use of each and every one of them. Beyond engines and machines, students are introduced to the world of electronics, computers, and information technology. This helps build an understanding of logic and the thought that goes into developing software modules within the digital space. AIT works closely with a number of industries and organizations promoting research and development and incubating student projects to explore, enhance, and develop cutting-edge innovation in the space of motorized control, 3D environment simulations, and the enchanting space of robotics. As for sports facilities, AIT provides it all. Everything including basketball, cricket, football, badminton, tennis, and squash, encouraging students of both genders to develop good team skills.
Engineering, everywhere in India, if you would find very few girls entering, maybe because of how people are about girls entering engineering or becoming doctors. But slowly I think it is picking up. So 40 girls in our batch was a good number compared to how many people were there, girls were there in the batches before us. I remember the first time when I was here and I got admission in LSR in Delhi, and my mom said, no, I don't want to keep her there. I would want her to go to AIT. So that's how I landed up coming to AIT, and then I did my engineering. So the first day of my college year, when my parents left me, she said, yeah, the hostel looks nice. I think you'll be very happy here. People look good. And they never visited me in 4 years. So that's how conducive the place is, the trust people have.
The Army Institute of Technology has left no stone unturned in forging excellent hostels for its students. The safety and security of female students has always been paramount, allowing them to grow and explore their skill sets, as well as have time and space for recreational activities. An educational institute cannot simply restrict itself to intellectual growth. We at AIT believe students can do their best only if they are physically strong and healthy. Food preparations adhere to the highest standards of hygiene and cleanliness. The diet is structured to support the young and growing age of the students. Therefore, AIT provides them with a wide variety of nutritious meals. The world outside moves ahead at a breakneck pace. The developments taking place in a large variety of industrial sectors drives the need to keep students abreast with current progress. AIT recognizes this and takes extra measures to ensure students are ready for the future to come. There are recurring sessions and guest lectures, right from commissioned army officers to scientists to corporate representatives and successful entrepreneurs. These are the guiding lights and mentors which prepare our students for the opportunities that are in store for them in the future. As for AIT's inter-college activities and fests, the entire campus lights up to welcome its guests and sets up a thriving atmosphere for everyone. From racking brains to solve tough problems, to staging plays around social issues. From 3D printers to make tiny models, to the miniature models of the DRDO that increase awareness of the prowess of the Indian Army. From robots battling each other for victory, to brains battling it out to solve business issues. From rocking it out at musical night to dancing it out to gain victory. The students at AIT have always been competitive by nature, never settling for less and giving it their all. The results have been evident with the numerous awards that the college has won over the years. Right from coveted awards at major events such as MindSpark to being a part of the top winners at national events across the country, AIT has made its mark across many areas.
In 2017, AIT was awarded with the Best Professional College Awards by the SPPU. Research and innovations are the two important pillars of our institute along with the academics. Faculty research, patents, hackathon are the active buzzwords at the campus.
This is from my fourth company that I'm coming here, and I'm glad that everywhere, wherever I've gone and I've picked up students from AIT, the experience has always been on the rise. The kind of professionals that come out of the AIT alumnus, it's just amazing. When people coming from the army background, you get a lot of dedicated, disciplined, never say die attitude kind of guys.
In one of the organizations, I had an opportunity to recommend Army Institute of Technology as one of the institutes from where we should take the students. The Army Institute of Technology has an edge over other institutes. And when I look at how part of it, first is the quality of students in terms of their discipline, in terms of their adaptability, in terms of their ability to learn and willingness to learn. Huge amount of difference I can see in the students, the quality of students from Army Institute of Technology as compared to other institutes.
Since inception, when the first batch passed out in 1998, we have consistently recorded above 90% campus placements. The quality of placements especially is very good when it comes to the number of and nature of industries visiting the campus.
In the words of Samuel Johnson, great works are performed not with strength, but with perseverance. And that we did for sure. Army Institute of Technology always has displayed perseverance and tenacity towards actively pursuing our dreams. Us AITians are made of steel and have vowed to be incessantly robust and high-spirited in the face of adversity. Together, plowing our paths towards success without allowing hindrances to slow us down. The pandemic has been painfully strenuous with numerous complications and uncertainties. However, we made it, all of us, from the teachers adapting to the online delivery of education to the students making the best of it. and most importantly, the administration, flawlessly overcoming the challenges and maintaining proper functioning of the Army Institute of Technology.
Good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of the entire AIT family, I, Divyangana Singh, a second-year student from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering,
And I, Himang Singh, a second-year student from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering,
welcome you all to the 28th AIT Day celebrations. Our college, Army Institute of Technology, was established in the year 1994. Our first batch graduated in the year 1998, and since then, we have never looked back. The students at AIT come curious and leave ambitious.
Though the college had laid its foundation in 1994, AIT was formally inaugurated by General S. Roy Chaudhary, PVSM ADC, on 24th February 1995, which birthed our annual AIT Foundation Day celebrations. Army Institute of Technology is an engineering college specifically serving to the educational needs of the wards of Army personnel, established with the grand vision of General B.C. Joshi, PVSM, AVSM, ADC, the then Chief of Army Staff. AIT is a premier institution with a remarkable faculty, a very competent administrative staff, and has been and always will be a strong stepping stone for many aspiring students in the times to come. AIT has magnificent infrastructure and a nicely laid out green campus laden with opportunities and discoveries at every step.
Before we proceed, let's begin this auspicious day by lighting the ceremonial holy lamp to invoke the presence of Goddess Saraswati amongst us, while a video of the melodious Sainya Mondal, a second-year student from the Information Technology branch, plays in the backdrop. I would like to request all the dignitaries to do the honors of lighting the lamp of knowledge and innovation. We would like to welcome our guest of honor, Lieutenant General Sudarshan Shrikant Hasabnis, PVSM, VSM, ADC, to the Manekshaw Hall of Army Institute of Technology, Pune, which was constructed in the memory of Field Marshal SHF Manekshaw, MC, who was the architect of the 1971 victory. Lieutenant General Sudarshan Shrikant Hasabnis, PVSM, VSM, ADC, is a highly decorated, experienced, and accomplished general officer who retired last year as the Deputy Chief of Army Staff, effectively the third senior-most officer of the Army. General Hasabnis belongs to one of the most famous and prestigious families of Pune. His father was known to be the original hero of Galwan. He commanded a company of 5 Jat at Galwan during the 1962 war and defended it till the last man against a far superior Chinese force. General Hasabnis has done his schooling from Gyan Prabodhini, Pune. An NDA alumnus, he was commissioned into the Bombay Sappers. An accomplished paratrooper, he took part in Op Vijay and commanded an engineer regiment of a strike corps during Parakram. He commanded a Rashtriya Rifles sector as a brigadier in J&K, an infantry division along IB with Pakistan and the Mountain Strike Corps. He tenanted many staff appointments including brigade major, brigade quartermaster of a corps, and technical manager land systems in Ministry of Defense. As the deputy chief of army staff, he was closely associated with perspective planning and developing defense technology in collaboration with industry and academia. Highly decorated, General Hasabnis was awarded the Param Vishisht Seva Medal, the highest award for distinguished service, apart from Vishisht Seva Medal, and the honor of being the ADC. An inspirational personality, a technocrat, a soldier, strategic thinker, a fitness enthusiast, and also an avid cyclist. I now invite the director, Brigadier Bhatt, on the podium to felicitate the dignitaries with a Tulsi plant. Lieutenant General Hasabnis. Mr. Pradeep Bhargav. Mr. Sudhir Mehta. Mr. Vijayendra Yadav. Mr. Shrikant Badwe. Mr. Vikram Roopchand. Mr. Dinarat Kolkar. Mr. Deepak Kotkar. Colonel Vinod Bali. Mr. Mohit Bade. I now invite Mrs. Arundhati Bhatt on the podium to felicitate the dignitaries with the Tulsi plant. Mrs. Hasabnis. Mrs. Yadav. Mrs. Badwe. Being proud children of the brave soldiers of the Indian Army, the desire to overcome all hurdles and continuously learn and improve is deeply ingrained within us. On that note, we invite Professor Preeti Warrior and Dr. U.V. Afsar Mole to sing a patriotic song to set the tone for the function.
Hello.
Hello.
Tera
सिख ईसाई, हम वतन हम नाम है। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई, हम वतन हम नाम है। जो करे इनको जुदा, मजहब नहीं इल्जाम है। हम जिएंगे और मरेंगे ऐ वतन तेरे लिए। ये दिया है जान भी ऐ वतन तेरे लिए। ये दिया है जान भी ऐ वतन तेरे लिए।
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir and ma'am, for that melodious performance. As a consequence of COVID-19 protocols, this program is being held in a hybrid mode, resulting in most of our guests joining online. Though the third and bachelor year students are in campus, they won't be joining us for the function as they're appearing for their end semester exams. Brigadier Abhay Bhatt, our director, joined Army Institute of Technology in April 2017 after retiring from the Corps of Signals of the Indian Army. Brigadier Abhay Bhatt has acquired a B.Tech degree in Electronics and Telecommunication and an M.Tech in Computer Science from IIT Kanpur. Brigadier Bhatt has also secured a degree in Management. He has a vast range of experience of sovereign different corners of the country and responsibilities which span from the fields of information technology networks to signal intelligence and various leadership roles during his 34 years of experience in the Army. Brigadier Abhay Bhatt has led the Institute with zeal, passion and enthusiasm, taking AIT to the new heights we see today. We would now request him to please come up on stage and present the annual report for the year 2021.
Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. Respected guest of honor, Lieutenant General SS Hasabnis, PVSM, VSM, ADC, Mrs. Hasabnis, Mr. Pradeep Bhargav, Mr. Sudhir Mehta, Vijender Yadav, our friends from the defense fraternity, friends from industry and supporters, and from social organizations who have been supporting our deserving students, members of the press present here, some of the alumni who have come here and who add color to this occasion, all our students and their families, and everyone who has been part of this wonderful journey of AIT. Jai Hind, and we are extremely grateful to you for joining us on this momentous occasion. Due to pandemic constraints, it is a second successive year that we are having this celebration in a low-key and a hybrid mode. I sincerely hope this is going to be the last time. Next year we should be celebrating the AIT Day in the usual grand manner with all our students joining in. As a director of AIT, I wish to present the report on AIT's progress and happenings in the last 1 year or so. Last 1 year has been a very stressful year, especially for many students, alumni and employees and their families. The impact of the second wave of COVID-19 was very severe for them. Many of them suffered substantially. Some lost their near and dear ones. We sadly lost 3 of our alumni at a very young age in this pandemic. Many employees also suffered from severe infection. They've all recovered, fortunately. We offer our heartfelt condolences to those who had to bear these losses. AIT is now back and raring to go. Students have started coming back from the hostels batch-wise, though most of them are still engaged in the online university semester exams. About the history of AIT, you have heard part of it from our MCs. AIT was conceived as a dream, as an institution of higher education for Army wards by the then Chief, late General Bipin Joshi in 1993. Pune was chosen the location as you all know it was called the Oxford of East, and it is still been called. Classes for the first batch had started in August 1994, and the formal inauguration was done on 24th February 1995, and which is our foundation day. Initially, we had the approval of 3 streams of engineering, that is computer, electronics and telecommunication, and mechanical, with an intake of 60 each. Introduction of IT as the 4th branch, information technology, took place in 2001, again with an intake of 60, and the intake increased to 240. AIT as an institute has alpha accreditation from NAAC. All our 4 undergraduate programs are NBA approved. All these accreditations are coming up for review this year. AIT intake now has increased to 360. The computer had increased to 120 in 2015, and now ENTC intake has also increased to 120, so making it to 360 total. AIT started PG course in ME in Design Engineering 2015, but for various reasons it could not take off and was not very popular, especially with the Army wards, and hence we are proposing it to replace with ME in Data Science, which is a very popular subject, a very popular course from this academic year, that is 22-23, rather next academic year. The intake in each stream of AIT is as shown on the pie chart. AIT today has over 1360 students undergoing BE course in 4 streams. A new ME course in data science is proposed to commence with an intake of 24. AIT has been striving hard to set very high standards of delivery of educations, and especially ensuring all-round growth of its students. AIT, I wish to narrate some of these salient achievements of the college subsequently. AIT is at a very respectable 139 amongst all engineering colleges, which include the IITs, the NITs, the IIITs, the BITS, etc., in the very reputed government-sponsored NIRF rankings. In all other surveys, as shown on the slide, it is in top 60 in most of the other surveys. In Pune, in the NIRF ranking, it is 5th. However, the other colleges have a very strong component of PG and PhD students, which we don't have. And though this was not part of the original objective, we are keen to address this aspect and start such programs in future. Outstanding and ever-improving placements of our students is our USP. As shown on the slide, the placements have seen a massive improvement in last 2 years or so. More than this year, more than 95% students of this 2022 batch have been placed with an average salary of over 13.3 lakhs per annum. Highest salary package of rupees 45 lakhs CTC has been offered by Microsoft, and no less than 9 students have been placed at this salary by them. Another 8 students have been picked up by Amazon at CTC of rupees 44 lakhs. These figures are probably the best in the Pune region. Some well chalked out strategies, initiatives, and efforts have borne fruit and led to this success. These include exposing maximum students to valuable internships in reputed companies, active involvement of successful alumni in mentoring these aspiring students, as also acting as magnets and absorbing the students in their own companies. Big role played by the peer learning and the variety of clubs to develop various skills, systematic skill training and interview related training organized by the training and placement cell, various industry interactions, the knowledge reservoirs and assistant portals developed by the students and the ex-students, and efforts taken by the departments right through their 4 years of degree to impart beyond curricular skills. The efforts to sustain this placement performance continues. A large number of students of the next batch, the batch passing out in 2023, are now undergoing internships with some very high value companies and organizations as shown on the slide. These internships provide multiple benefits to the students. The students apply their learnings into the real life problems. This leads to good performance and excellent pre-placement offers in these valuable companies. And on top of it, many of these companies pay them handsomely for the duration of these internships. People of my generation have nothing but envy for these students. Mentioning about peer learning and student clubs, AIT has over 17 clubs covering many curricular, extracurricular and outdoor activities. These provide excellent opportunities for the students to develop a well-rounded personality apart from enhancing their life skills and leadership qualities. There is a well-established system of senior students doing all the planning, organizing and conducting these activities and taking along the junior students and in the process mentoring them. These students then immensely benefit from these activities. Many of these activities could not be performed during the pandemic. The students, through their innovative and creative methods and online systems, kept most of the clubs alive during this period also. Apart from the placements in high value companies, many of our students are opting for higher studies in India as well as abroad. The list is shown on the slides. These are the few of the students selected for these studies in last 2 or 3 years. AIT lays great emphasis on experiential learning, which include learning through challenges and competitions. In the words of the great Benjamin Franklin, tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. AIT has already become a force to reckon with in the scenario of national technical competitions and hackathons. As shown on the slide, our students start participating right from the first year. That is the FE, what is shown here. Student groups have made us proud by winning the Smart India Hackathon conducted by Ministry of Education. Now this prize is for the hardware hackathon edition. Our groups had also won the software hackathons, the results of which had come earlier. AIT had 2 startup teams, idea teams, out of 45 selected nationally in the National Innovation Competition, which was held by the Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell, and they are now being sponsored and mentored. Some students have won individual prizes in various coding competitions, coding contests, platforms, hackfests, as also a few of them are selected for some scholarships by reputed companies like Google, as shown on the slide. Our students are also known to win many competitions in sports field also. For that matter, 2 years back, AIT was declared the best college by SPPU in sports field also in their category. Sports activities have university had stalled during the pandemic. They have started recently, and our SCOSH team has immediately made an impact there also, as shown on the slide. Many of our alumni have been recognized at national and international levels. Aditya Malik has won Indian Business Award 2021. Abhiji Diogerikar, an entrepreneur closely associated with various activities of AIT students, has been recognized by the AICTE. Anamika, Computer 2015 batch, she has cleared the UPSC exam for civil services. Ravi Kumar of Upcurve Business Services, which has launched the famous Urchillo platform, has won the National Startup Award in tourism sector and also been felicitated by the SPPU. I think the representatives are here. Pawan Yadav, an author, an entrepreneur, an adjunct faculty in AIT, is teaching business processes. He has won the Shiksha Bharati Award recently. Ms. Deepa Xavier of the very first batch of AIT was felicitated recently by Tata Motors. I think she was one of the first female engineers on the shop floor. There are many more achievements of our alumni which motivate and inspire young students, and to ensure that this motivation continues, we have just installed a nice flex board, some of you have seen, just outside this hall. And I am sure the space is going to be a constraint in coming years. The development of our innovation and entrepreneurship cell and the roles played by the alumni in mentoring them are well captured in a short video which will be played after my report. During the absence of students in the campus, we try to develop the habitat, the infrastructure which can be utilized by the students. Some of these are captured in the photographs on the slide. We have developed a small obstacle course for practicing by the students who are keen to appear in SSB and join the armed forces. An electrical vehicle lab has been recently developed, and we are very thankful because it has been developed through a donation received from Mrs. Asha Gokte, wife of late Lieutenant Colonel Suhas Gokte. I think he was an EME officer who was later on into education field, and this has also come up very recently. Thank you, ma'am, for your kind gesture. A long-term vision of transforming AIT as a premium world-class technology training institute is based on a roadmap of growth in horizontal, vertical as well as quality dimensions. We are already on the path of establishing centers of excellence in robotics and AI in association with the Robotics Club. We are trying to impart these skills to maximum students. You will see a small glimpse of it today. Other planned centers include the centers of cybersecurity, center of e-vehicles. We have already seen the lab that has come up. As I already mentioned, a video will also cover the ecosystem of startups and innovation. We are proposing to start new programs in modern Industry 4.0 technologies, as also conduct some short-term weekend courses to benefit a different class of students and contribute in the Skill India and Make in India programs of the nation. There are many more medium-term, long-term proposals which are going to be in sync with the new education policy NEP 2020 for integrated and multidisciplinary programs. The future is exciting, it is challenging, it is full of promise. Our objective will be always to provide high-quality education to Army wards and provide total quality engineers, leaders, committed and dedicated members to the society. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the award winners who are present here and who will be felicitated today. At the end, on behalf of the entire AIT family, I would like to thank all of them who have been part of this wonderful journey, our leadership, our higher end management at Headquarters Southern Command, at AWES, Army Welfare Education Society, our industry partners, the university officials, very importantly, our own amazing faculty and very committed employees, and our outstanding students. With their continued performances, support and guidance, we relentlessly pursue our wonderful journey onwards to glory. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for being the constant guiding light for us AITians. All our achievements would not have been possible without your awe-inspiring and incredible leadership of the institution. We are striving to effectively implement your beliefs, ideas, and teachings into our daily lives that conducts us towards brilliance. AIT has a strong history of nurturing and producing illustrious young entrepreneurs who have excelled in their respective fields. Our AIT has established an innovation and entrepreneurship cell which diligently works towards encouraging the students to thrive upon entrepreneurial passion. We present before you a video highlighting the marvelous achievements of our college.
Greetings from I and E Cell. The Entrepreneurship and Innovation Cell helps in sparking the entrepreneurship bug in young students of AIT and make them aware of the possibilities of not following the mainstream and rather creating a stream for oneself. being inaugurated in the year 2019 with a vision to establish a culture of self-employment among students and encourage them to be job creators and to be an important part of government's dream of 5 trillion economy. As an outcome of these activities, and with extensive support and guidance from alumni, at least 8 startups initiated in different technology domains such as robotics, artificial intelligence, deep learning, energy and electric vehicle. Now, presenting you some brilliant startups till date working in different domains and their achievements says it all. At times when the globe is experiencing tremendous changes in the field of mobility, owing primarily to client preferences for clean fuel, at AIT, 2 young minds, Mr. Sahil S. Uddekar and Mr. Piyush Sharma, with 2002 alumni Mohit Narula, came up with a brilliant idea of converting conventional automobiles to electric scooty. As world moves on to renewable energy sources, we thrive to a better product that can be more efficient. So here we go with X Efficient. Mr. Pitambar Panda, Mr. Vishal Singh and Mr. Priyanshu Dayal co-founded X Efficient, a wind turbine startup. It creates a more efficient vertical axis wind turbine. The product is ready and in patent filing process. The Department of Science and Technology of the Government of India has provided seed funding to the organization of 10 lakh rupees. It has received a grant from the National Innovation Center, NIC. Are you worried about counterfeit products and services? Here is when our next startup took its root. Checkit is an anti-counterfeit system and track and trace technology, co-founded by Mr. Naman Agarwal, Mr. Raj Kumar and Mr. Ritesh Kumar. They give trademark protection and product awareness from beginning to end for a variety of businesses. The patent has been submitted and the client base is currently being researched. We are fortunate to have a product like Checkit that has found a niche in the startup world. Let's now move on to the next tech startup. Mr. Rohan Datta founded Deep Info Lab, an IT startup that uses artificial intelligence and deep learning to provide smart solutions tailored to specific needs. With the use of technology, they are currently developing Draft Lab, a solution to facilitate ideological transformations in our work. You must have at some point thought about the need of modernizing syllabus to cope up with today's tech industry. Well, Mr. Manish Sakhya, Mr. Deepak Kumar, Mr. Mohit Kumar and Mr. N. Ritvik co-founded My AI Mate with the goal of creating an ecosystem of technical skills and awareness among school students who will lead tomorrow's tech world. They have successfully completed pilot run at 10 plus Army public schools and installed the product at Army Public School, Bhopal and 3 batches in B2C. Next we have Momentum Robotics. Mr. Deepak Kumar along with Mr. Bharat Prasad Dikshit and Mr. Pankaj Yadav founded Momentum Robotics Solutions. At Momentum Robotics, they develop internal logistics solutions for the auto warehouse and manufacturing industry using a fleet of autonomous robots with analytics. As of now, they have received incubation and funding proposal from AIC ADT Baramati and exploring the deployment of this solution for John Deere. Now let's visit some startups that are already part of the AIT eCell ecosystem, and here are some quick updates. Urchillo offers travel, financial services, group housing, consumer products and services, utility bill payments, and is in the process of integrating additional services into its portfolio for making life simpler for soldiers. Take special note, Urchillo, founded by one of our alumni, Mr. Ravi Kumar, has been named the winner of the National Startup Award 2022 in the travel category. Swadeshi, which was co-founded by Mr. Vinod Kulheri and Dr. Suman Chaudhary, was featured on Shark Tank India on January 4th, 2022, adding yet another color to our rainbow of success. Posting Cello Services by Mr. Avrish Pandey provides easy-to-access, door-to-door solution for the transportation of household goods and conveyance during their posting. Kagaz was established by Mr. Tamanjeet Bindra. They got accepted into the Y Combinator Winter 2022 cohort. Additionally, they have reached an incredible milestone of 5 million downloads and 135,000 plus reviews on the Google Play Store. Elda Health was founded by Swati Kulkarni. It is one-stop holistic health platform for the mid-age urban women. Here are some other renowned startups and alumni associated to them. AIT and eCell is backed by 2 alumni startup founders who themselves are industry experts in their respective domains. Mr. Pawan Yadav is himself a startup founder with 18 years of marketing experience. He has authored books in the entrepreneurship domain. He reviewed all startup ideas and refined a business plan and pitch in their initial stages, mentored one-on-one with each team. This contributed to success of all. Next up is Mr. Abhiji Diogerikar. He has an experience of more than 18 years at HSBC as data architect and is now the founder and CEO of Copper Cloud Private Limited. He has contributed by conducting various workshops, minor courses on IoT, data science, state-of-art technology and entrepreneurial skills. We would like to thank our other mentors as well. Now, former Secretary of I&ECEL, Mr. Kenneth De Silva will share his experiences on how ECEL transformed his personality and what were his learnings.
Hello, my name is Kenneth De Silva and I'm from the 2021 batch of AIT. I was fortunate enough to be a part of the innovation and entrepreneurship cell since its inception. The ability to communicate effectively, to think logically, and to stand out from a crowd, those are skills that we seek to instill and develop in our team. It is easy with the help of our hardworking alumni and dedicated faculty who ensure that every step of the way we have the support we required. I am very grateful for their contribution and the synergy that they've helped develop, and like to thank them for everything that the ECEL has achieved so far. I am certain that the ECEL of AIT has many more victories to gain in the future, and I can't wait to see that happen. Thank you.
As the legacy goes on, undoubtedly, we will continue to flourish and keep bringing the hopes required for a delectable response. At the end, just remember that change is the end result of all true learning. So come curious and go ambitious. Thank you.
To achieve what 1% of the world has, you must be willing to do what only 1% dare to do. We take the opportunity of the 28th AIT Foundation Day to honor some very accomplished personalities who have done justice to these golden words.
First and foremost, we have the Successful Young Alumni Entrepreneur Award. The award is presented annually to a young and successful entrepreneur who is also an alumnus of AIT. This year, the award is being presented to Mr. Vijendra Yadav.
Mr. Vijendra Yadav is the CEO and co-founder of ACOP Systems. ACOPS is a globally leading provider of secure digital workspace, converged identity and access management technology solutions. An AIT alumnus of 2003 Computer Engineering and president of Alumni Association, Vijender bootstrapped his company in 2012 to empower organizations to enable work from anywhere for their roaming business users, a concept that was not very common among businesses back then. Since the COVID-19 hit the world, work from home has become the new normal. Under his leadership, in less than a decade, ACOPS has grown from a 4-member team to a 200 cash-positive enterprise, servicing over 700 organizations across 10 countries. ACOPS Mark Clintel includes Indian Air Force, Indian Army, NIC, Nuclear Power Corporation of India, LIC, Axis Bank, Flipkart, Swiggy, Kyoto University, and many more. The company is recognized by RBI, NASSCOM COE, and DSCI as India's only digital workspace company against global giants, truly representing the spirit of Make in India. Before starting ACOPS, Mr. Vijender founded a SaaS company for building hyper-local loyalty management platform and a software development company called ProPalms.
In recognition of his inspiring work, Army Institute of Technology, Pune, takes pride and pleasure to honor Mr. Vijendra Yadav with the Successful Young Alumni Entrepreneur Award 2022 on the occasion of the Foundation Day.
I request the guest of honor, Lieutenant General Hasubnis, to please come up on the stage and present the award.
We would like to welcome Mr. Vijendra Yadav on the stage to accept the award. We request Mr. Yadav to remain on the podium and address the gathering.
So I'm honored and humbled, with the recognition that I've got. Not expected at all, considering that I have so many alumni mentors, who work with me, and I've learned so much from them. Especially when it is coming from your guru, right? I mean, when it is coming from your college, who has taught you so much, it is definitely special recognition. So I thank AIT, Director Sir, and all the jury members, to select me for this recognition. Definitely all my alumni mentors, Ankur Sir, Shweta Ma'am, Shashikant Sir, and there are many more, behind my success. Especially coming from AIT, you get that kind of support, right? I mean, definitely there are IITs, but AIT has a special kind of bond among alumni, and that support is very valuable. At this time, I do want to mention one of the things which we did last year as a group, as alumni group. When COVID hit, and we were all thinking that how alumni can contribute. So some of the alumni, senior alumni members, they got together and decided to buy oxygen cylinders, and some people were doing that individual capacity, like Ankur Sir was doing that, on individual capacity. But we as alumni group, we contributed around 1 crore kind of fund and bought a mobile oxygen generator for the Indian Army. The same the equipment was bought from Australia. It took a lot of time and hassles to got the custom clearance, and of course convincing Army to accept that device was very difficult. And all the hard work that was done by Ankush Sir, Shweta Ma'am, Shashikant Sir, Rohit Medirata Sir, Kapil Dhaya, Namrata Sharma, right? So they all work together and make sure this happens. So great thanks to you guys. I'm definitely thankful to Army, because that has been my provider. My parents got all the benefits that they got from Army, and then inherently I got it. And of course my parents who have been supported, supporting me throughout my journey. Needless to say, my wife, she is here. She has been my support for last 15 years. And as an entrepreneur, the best support that you can get is from your spouse, because you're always working, you're never available for your family. So adjusting that, understanding that, and supporting that is very important. Now, a lot of people ask me that, okay, what was my Eureka moment to start ECOPS? And when I think back, I don't think that I had any special Eureka moments, but then I realized that there are two reasons why people start companies. One, either they are, one factor is people, right? They either love or get inspired by certain people, or they hate certain people. And the second reason is the product, which is basically a problem that you find, and then you want to build, you want to solve that problem, and you want to build a product around it. So I started 3 companies, and 2 of them happened to be because of people. One was because of the problem that I saw. So one day we were just sitting outside a customer's office, and I said, we are not running this company right way. I don't like my CEO. Let me become the CEO. That was my first company. That's how I started. The one which I started with the product idea was the wallet, which is the digital loyalty platform. So entrepreneurship for me has been always about being happy, right? That how do I do things, or what do I do so that I feel happy in my life, right? Very simple concept. A lot of people, I think, don't understand that, but it's very simple concept. I want to be happy. That's why I started these companies. It depends upon that what you see, that where your happiness lies. That's what is kind of will define whether you are a good person or a bad person, you are a good entrepreneur or a bad entrepreneur. There are bad entrepreneurs as well. So for me, the happiness for me lies in doing the right thing for the world, right? And world means not just the whole, the globe, but world could be my family, my friends, my employees, right? So doing the right thing for them. Doing the best also in the world, right? That means whatever I am doing, whether I'm cleaning my office, whether I'm writing code, whether I'm selling something to the customer, doing the best, in the world. Nobody should be able to do better than me, right? That gives me happiness. And the third thing is making the world around me happy, right? So make sure that whatever I do, people around me should feel happy about it, right? So those are the three kind of driving factors, for me. And that means, starting a company is not something that you need to have a big Eureka moment, you need to invent something. Everybody can be an entrepreneur in their own way, in their own field. Even if you are doing a job, you can be an entrepreneur. You can, if you define that, okay, what gives you happiness, you can actually, feel like that you are the entrepreneur. Now, doing this is definitely not easy. Last 15 years have been very difficult, and it's a struggle. So I will kind of take it with a pinch of salt as a successful entrepreneur. One is I'm still yet to become successful in the way of the three goals that I mentioned. I do feel happy and I do feel grateful about a lot of things that I do. But I think the third goal, which is the making world happy around me, I still have to, I still have a long way to go. What kept me going all these years, and I find this very interesting, that analogy, because recently I've been tracking stock market, is, just like stock market, right? Things go, whatever goes up, it goes, it comes down, right? And whatever comes down, one day it will definitely go up as well, right? In the long run, you are basically moving upwards. And that's what the journey has been, and that's how I see it, that when things are, going bad, stick to it, stay there. One day things will be all fine, right? So that's the hope that I have with everything, every downfall that we have had in our journey, that one day things will be fine. So be patient, have the hope that everything will be better, one day. That's it from my side. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed an insightful speech. It is a matter of pride for AIT to see our very own alumni reach great heights. Your stories are truly inspiring, sir, and we look up to you as our role model.
Next up, we have the Successful Entrepreneur Award, which is being presented to Mr. Sudhir Mehta. Mr. Sudhir Mehta is a serial entrepreneur, columnist, chairman and managing director of Pinnacle Industries, India's leading automotive products and specialty vehicles company. He has started and successfully led several businesses and social ventures, and is a great business leader, mentor and social figure in the nation, and has several associations across various reputable organizations and institutions. He is an alumnus of DePauw University and University of Chicago in computer science, economics, finance, and international business. He has also been conferred with Doctor of Letters honoris causa by Ajinkya D.Y. Patil University for his valuable contribution to the world of humanity, education, design, society, and business. Mr. Mehta is also the president of Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, Industries and Agriculture, MCCIA, and member All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE. In recognition of this motivating work, Army Institute of Technology, Pune, takes pride and pleasure to honor Mr. Sudhir Mehta with the Successful Entrepreneurship Award 2022 on the occasion of the Foundation Day.
I request the guest of honor, Lieutenant General Hasabnis, to please come up on the stage and present the award. I would like to invite Mr. Mehta to accept the award and further address the gathering.
Very good morning to all of you, and it's indeed a privilege for me to be here today. And first of all, let me thank all of the trustees, all of the distinguished members for the honor that they have bestowed on me. All of you are very, very special because not only are you citizens of a great country, but you're also nation builders. I think what we saw this morning in terms of the activities of what all of you have been doing is absolutely phenomenal. And I must confess, I was not aware of all of the wonderful work being done here. We're all part of a great legacy, and this is something that I feel very deeply and passionately about, and that is Brand India. For us, we are very, very privileged because we come from a country which has deep heritage. We come from a country that has created great value systems. And I think there can be no better example of that than this institute and the legacy that all of you carry. First and foremost, you are blessed because you are sons and daughters of those who have served the country. I think very, very few get this privilege. And all of you are uniformly privileged to be there. Second, I think you are an institution which nurtures not only education, but nurtures particular value systems. And let me link this back to Brand India. What is the power of Brand India? I think this has become very, very clear in the last 2 years. And this is extremely, extremely interesting against the backdrop of the news that you have seen since yesterday. I don't want to talk about the political situation of what's happening in the world. But in the backdrop of that, what does India bring to the table? We bring a unique combination of soft power which no other nation in the world has. What did we see in COVID? In COVID, we saw an example of the nation coming together to combat the pandemic. The city of Pune had 4,000 beds when we started the COVID pandemic. Today we have 32,000 beds, which is the largest COVID bed capacity in the country. And 80% of this came from private contributions, whether it's the hospitals of the city, whether it is the example that was just given of the oxygen plant. There are many, many such examples of citizens who came together to do it. We are also blessed to be in a city which has set the pace for fighting the COVID pandemic. We are the city which produces the maximum number of vaccines in the world. We are blessed because for the price of a cup of tea, vaccines are now available in the country. Yesterday, a vaccine was launched which was 250 rupees. I think any of these vaccine makers could probably have charged 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees and everybody would have paid for it around the world. When your life is on the line, people will do whatever it takes to take these vaccines. But the fact is, it was Indian companies who innovated, produced these, and produced them at a scale which was affordable. India also set the example by running one of the largest food programs in the world. If you are aware, for the last almost 1.5 years, India has run what will be recognized widely as the largest such program in the country, which ensured that nobody went hungry. So many, many such examples of India's soft power. And this is what I think differentiates us from the rest of the world. What the earlier speaker was speaking about was all of the innovation, all of the amazing work which is being done by entrepreneurs across the country. And while he was speaking, I was reflecting on the fact that what is it that this institute can do to differentiate itself from the rest. There are many, many engineering institutes in the country. There are the IITs, there are the IIMs, there are other institutes. But what do you have that the others don't have the privilege to have? Again, I go back to the first point. You have this concept of nation building. You come from a legacy, all of you, especially the students, come from a legacy where your parents, your family members have given everything for the nation. And this is something which puts you in a very, very unique position, not just to build a career for yourself, but to help the nation. And I think this is the brand that this institute can be uniquely positioned to do, because not only is it producing the future leaders of tomorrow, it's producing the leaders who will think about the nation, who will think about not just profits, but something which goes beyond that. And while I was delighted to see the wonderful salaries that all of these young people are getting, and it's great that they are being picked up, because it's a sign of the salary is not so important, but it's a sign that their efforts and their intellectual talent is being recognized. I think it's equally important that all of these students create a huge impact in the society in which we are in. And I think given the background that all of you have, given the unique privilege that all of you have, I'm sure this is going to be a very, very distinguishing factor in what all of you do. So I don't want to speak for a long time. I think I just want to leave you with the message that all of you have this unique opportunity to be part of this great nation, to really make India the power that we all want it to be. Personally, I'm of the view that the next decades or next few decades are India's decades for some very simple reasons. We will be the largest growth economy in the world. We have the largest number of young people in the world, which have to give us this demographic dividend. Technologies around the world are going through tectonic shifts, whether you look at the automotive industry, whether you look at the IT industry, whether you look at AI, whether you look at any other industry. The pace of change is going to be a factor of 3, 5, 10x what it was in the past. And this is where the biggest thing that matters is intellectual talent. In post-COVID, we've also realized that locations don't matter. You can be sitting in the smallest town in the country and be working for some place in the US, working for Germany, working for anywhere. And the highest value in the future will be the human talent that we bring. And this is an area which our country scores over almost any other place in the world. Now, without getting into politics, we lost a lot of time after post-independence, where we did not think that entrepreneurs generate wealth for the nation, generate growth for the nation. But I think fortunately, the nation has realized this. We are all working together to do that. And I'm sure that when all of you go into whatever respective fields that you do, you will create wealth not just for yourself, but for the nation, and ensure that we are able to reach the success that we all want. Thank you so much again for this privilege and this honor.
Thank you, sir. We're surely all going to take your words to heart. It is an honor to have such an eminent personality as yourself be a part of this special day.
Next up, we have the Lifetime Achievement Award 2022, which goes to Mr. Pradeep Bhargav. Mr. Pradeep Bhargav is an industry veteran, a great business leader, strategist, a true innovator, and a passionate educator. Mr. Pradeep Bhargav is the chairman of Automotive Systems and Assemblies Limited, a Tata company, and independent director of Persistent Systems, Himmat Singha Seed, and Pimpri Chinchwad Smart City. His amazing career started with Atomic Energy Commission, Electronics Commission, BHEL, and consulting assignments with the UNDP and World Bank. He has held top positions in big industry houses like Bharat Forge, General Electric, Cummins India, in roles ranging from corporate strategy, business development, chief executive director, and managing director. Gold medalist of IIM Ahmedabad, IIC Bangalore, and Rajasthan University, Mr. Bhargav also engaged with civil society and was instrumental in conceiving, steering, and implementing the famous Pune power model for mitigating load shedding in Pune. Mr. Bhargav is a mentor and motivator of variegated industries and academia forums. On social front, being a trustee of KEM Hospital, Leela Poonawalla Foundation, and Persistent Foundation, Mr. Pradeep has a great footprint in enriching human lives as well. In grateful recognition of this sky-high work from technology to strategy and academia to society, Army Institute of Technology, Pune takes pride and pleasure to honor Mr. Pradeep Bhargav with the Lifetime Achievement Award 2022 on the occasion of the Foundation Day. I request the guest of honor, Lieutenant General Hasabnis, to please come up on the stage and present the award. I now request Mr. Bhargav to come up on the stage and accept the award. I request Mr. Bhargav to please come up on the podium and address the gathering. It would be great to hear some wise words coming from you, sir.
General Sir, Abhiji, members of the staff, members of the Governing Council, alumni, Sudhir, Rajendra. Dear friends, I'm feeling a little awkward after coming soon after the two outstanding young entrepreneurs. And I think she was polite, she says veteran. Veteran is a polite way of saying, bahut ho gaya. So, and normally another thing they say is lifetime achievement award hota hai, to ab bahut ho gaya aapka kaam. So you're almost in the thing. But quite honestly, relaying Sudhir's sentiments. I had gone past this road many times, you know, Alandi is place you go on happy occasion or not so happy occasions. I've always looked at this building from outside and says, this must be, and one of the reasons I'm very, very grateful to you, Brigadier Sir, is that you're holding it in person and not online, because I'd really love to be at this institution. And as Sudhir pointed out, this is one more hallmark of what the great Indian Armed Forces have been doing for the country. Most of us don't adequately convey our respect and gratitude. And here's one more way of creating an institution which has march properly like Fauji March, ahead of others in not only creating the nation building as Sudhir urged us to do, but also creating that difference. That sanskar that you people bring from the day you were born, all of you from Fauji family, is something that sanskar needs to get into this. I'm not going to talk about any case with my vintage. I can't tell you what opportunities await you and what you should do, because though of course I pick up from people like Sudhir Vijayan, I work with the industry association. So, however, I want to frankly say, Lifetime Achievement Award, actually perhaps it's not a great achievement orientation. There are much taller CEOs, professional achievers who have done very much. I've been a fairly middle class, reasonably done well in business. I think what you're recognizing perhaps is my lifetime of contribution. I think achievement is, of course I've been okay guy. I mean, I've done well in corporate world, I've done reasonably well. But I think if I were to write my obituary, and if I were to say, what do I recall the most with greatest joy in my life? It's not the increment letters. It's not the promotion, the designation size of the cabin. I think I would want to write down as to what difference did I make? What did I not take, but what did I give? And I think, sir, with your permission, it's lifetime, not an award, but it's contribution rather than achievement. And I just will want to focus, friends. Sudhir did say that आपके खून में है देश को देना, क्योंकि वो तो आप पैदा हुए हैं उस दिन से आपने देखा है. The ability to make difference to the nation is very important, and you'll do it with your own tenor. आपके परिवार ने देश की, protected the nation, did many things. You're going to build the economy, you're going to create brand India, you're going to do all this. Incidentally, Brijendra, I was very impressed that you could predict or work from home much earlier. तो अभी भी बता दो आगे क्या होने वाला है. We won't go to astrologers. You have a very uncanny way of knowing what's going to come. So coming on a serious note here, I just want to submit to you people, great opportunities exist in India. In fact, my batchmates, incidentally, I'm as old as I look. We had a 50-year get-together of IIM Ahmedabad last month. We graduated 50 years ago. And we were talking to directors, all of us, and we were saying, what amazing opportunities exist today. what unconventional vocabulary has come up, startup. हमारे टाइम पे उनको upstart बोलते थे, आजकल startup हो गए हैं. You know, things like this. In our time, we used to say that बहुत risk लेता है, आजकल उसको venture capitalist बोल देते हैं. हमारे टाइम पे कहते थे लोग छोड़ के चला गया, अभी कहते हैं exit है, IPO है. So you know what I'm saying, and on a serious note, life has changed a lot. This is the time to graduate. Not to go meet for the 50th anniversary, which we did. The point I'm saying is there's huge opportunities, and you people have just got the right building blocks around you in the institution with your alumni, with your faculty, great opportunity, etc. So while you do the nation building, while you'll be making a difference as entrepreneurs or as Karmchari, which is what I have been all my life, incidentally that distinguishes me again, I've been a Karmchari all my life. But may I make this one suggestion to you? Contribution to the nation, Sudhir has talked about. There are two other contributions to society and to environment. If I look back at my life, some of the things that have given me the biggest joy, because then a lot of people say, I will give. It's not giving, you're paying back. It's something a lot of people have said, how can I do just now? I've got a living to make. Of course you've got a living to make. I've got my family, I've got to build up, etc. But you can still do that. You don't have to say, let me superannuate, then I will do all this. Some people say, after retirement, bahut bhakti puja karunga. Arey Baba, that time you'll do because you have nothing else to do. Can you do it just now? And the issue that I want to bring out my life is just only one message I give to a lot of youngsters and through this faculty. You can do it while you're working. You can contribute to society and environment. To put a very crude, do you have to be a pujari to do puja? Nahi na? You can do puja without being a pujari. Can you have to go to a mandir to do bhakti? You can do bhakti from home. So friends, whatever you're doing in your life, entrepreneurship, job, whatever you're doing, take that little time off and make a difference to people around you. It could be big, it could be small, but do it, and do it now. You will feel, as I say, I look back upon myself, the joy and pleasure, the sense of completeness, adhurapan hai, otherwise, you'll be able to do. That's one of the most biggest things, friends. At early stage, I'm saying, the students aren't here, some are listening. I'll request you students and the faculty to convey that making a career, what you do for a living and what you do for life are two different things. And you cannot compromise what you want to do for life by saying, I'm doing for a living. Living you have to, all of us have to, and all of you, like me, come from a humble middle class background, is what typical an army family is all about. But do this because it'll make you feel complete, it'll make you feel good about yourself, and friends, start now. Graduating, don't have to wait for a thing. So if I were to sum up, build India, as Sudhir said, because you're made of a different material. You got this in your DNA, you got to do it in this. Second, try and make a difference around you, both for society and for environment. We are privileged. Sitting in this conference room, we are born in the right family, our parents gave us the right education. We are very, very lucky, fortunate people. So let's do it for those who are not so fortunate. And at the point that you use the word that I want to see happiness around me, I think this happiness you don't have to make the whole nation happy. Mr. Modi, let him do his job. Let's do things around us. And if we create these little circles of influence and make the thing, I think we'll be a much happier lot ourselves. Even in making others happy, there's happiness. So it's not that niswart also. So sounding very sober about it, but friends, this is an aspect of life which I think is very important. Let's look forward. Thank you very much again, sir, for giving me the opportunity. It's not a great achievement, but I think my coming here is a joy for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. That was a beautiful speech. It galvanized us to get every opportunity we can and give back even more. We are grateful to have you grace us with your presence today. As a tradition, AIT honors some of its remarkable students who have achievements in various fields. We would now like to take the pleasure to honor the awardees for this year. First up, we have the Chief of Army Staff Best All-Rounder Student Trophy. This is a rolling trophy that is given annually to the best all-rounder student. This year, the trophy goes to Swagatika Sahu, a BE Comp of the graduating batch.
Swagatika Sahu had always been one of the most radiant and accomplished students of AIT and is currently working in one of the most esteemed companies, Goldman Sachs, Bangalore. She was also an exceptional leader and was a joint secretary of technical board in the academic year 2017-18. She is zestful, high-spirited and dynamic. She has secured many high recognitions such as H.K. Firodia Award by Chairman of ISRO, Dr. K. Sivan, and Chairman of CSIR, University Topper Award in 2020, and many academic scholarships such as Army Welfare Education Society Scholarship, Urchillo Scholarship, the Tata Merit Scholarship. May we have a big round of applause for Ms. Swagatika Sahu as she comes up on the podium to accept the award with her parents. I request the guest of honor to please come up on the stage and hand over her award.
Next up, we have the GOC in C trophy, which is being awarded to toppers from every branch.
We have Soumyakanta Khatua from Electronics and Telecommunication branch. Next up, we have Rishabh Kumar Singh from Information and Technology branch.
Next up, we have Vishal Nayak from Mechanical Engineering branch. Up next, we have Swagatika Sahu, Computer Engineering branch.
I request the guest of honor to please be seated again. Thank you. AIT has the best minds taking their engineering education to become contributory members of society. To augment their endeavor and encourage creative young minds, Colonel of the Rajput Regiment is instituting a rolling innovative trophy. It will be awarded to an individual or group of students for the best innovation created in each calendar year, starting from the annual year 2020-2021. The Rajput Regiment Trophy for Best Innovation is being awarded to Akshay Sharma from Computer Engineering Branch of the Bachelor Year 2022. I request the guest of honor to please come upon the stage and present the award. I request Mr. Bhargav to please join.
I would request our guest of honor to please stay on the stage. Next up, we have the late G. Rajashekhar Memorial Award. G. Rajashekhar was a student of mechanical engineering and was a brilliant sportsperson that all of AIT took pride in. Due to an extremely unfortunate accident, he lost his life. To honor and remember the bright sportsman spirit of G. Rajashekhar, AIT honors its students with the G. Rajashekhar Trophy. This prestigious trophy is given to the best sportsperson of the year, and this year it goes to Amtul Maswara, a fourth-year student from the Department of Computer Engineering. I would request Amtul Maswara to come up on the stage to accept her award.
Next up, we have the Best Library User Award, which has been bagged by Garima Devi, a third-year student from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. I request Garima Devi to please come up on the stage and accept her award. The faculty is the major reason behind AIT's indomitable success. It is them who have worked hard every single day to mold the students into responsible, successful, and knowledgeable young people. It is an honor for us to have been given the opportunity to reward our staff for their outstanding work. Teaching should be such that what is offered is perceived as a valuable gift and not as a hard duty. On this note, we have the Best Teacher Award and the Best Research and Consultancy Award, which is being secured by Dr. Seema Tiwari from the Department of Applied Science and General Engineering.
Following, we have the Best Technical Staff Award, which has been won by Mr. Rohan Sunavne, who is a lab assistant in the Department of Information and Technology.
Next, we have the Best Non-Teaching Staff Award, which has been secured by Subedar B. Pradhan from the Administration Department. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
In the higher management of AIT, the Chief of Staff, Southern Command, is the patron and chairman of the governing body of our college. Lieutenant General Arvind Walia is our patron and a great role model for us all. Lieutenant General Arvind Walia assumed the appointment of Chief of Staff at Headquarters, Southern Command, Pune, with a solemn wreath laying ceremony to honor the fallen soldiers at National War Memorial, Pune. The General Officer is an alumnus of Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, where he received the prestigious Silver Medal. An officer of December 1986 seniority of Corps of Engineers, General Arvind Walia has a comprehensive and well-rounded operational experience through varied command and staff appointments tenated during his distinguished military career. He has commanded an independent squadron in the desert sector, his regiment in Jammu and Kashmir, and an engineer brigade along the Western Front. Besides commanding the MEG and Center at Bangalore, he is a graduate of Defence Service Staff College, Wellington, College of Defence Management, Secunderabad, and the prestigious National Defence College at New Delhi. The General Officer has excelled in all courses of instruction of the Indian Army. His academic qualifications include BE Honours, Civil Engineering from BITS Pilani, MSc Def, and Strategic Studies from Madras University, Master of Management Studies from Osmania University, and Masters in Philosophy from both Osmania and Madras University. He has been an instructor at College of Defence Management, Secunderabad, and National Defence College, New Delhi. He has held prestigious staff appointments, including Brigade Major of a Mountain Brigade, Director of Engineer-in-Chief's Branch at Integrated Headquarters of Ministry of Defence, Brigade Q in a strike corps, and Chief Engineer of a command. Due to unavoidable commitments, he could not physically join us. However, he was kind enough to send us a message that would be played on the screen now.
Respected General Husbandis, Brigadier Abhay Bhatt, Director, Army Institute of Technology, esteemed members of the industry, faculty members, members of the administrative staff, and dear students. A very good morning to all of you and Jai Hind. As patron of AIT, it is indeed a proud moment and privilege for me to join all of you in the celebrations of 28th Foundation Day, which marks another year of focused endeavors, success, and outstanding achievements for the Institute. COVID pandemic has affected the education sector adversely over the last 2 years. AIT and its students too were adversely affected by this disruption. The start and stop pattern made our students, as everyone else, face uncertainties arising from the pandemic. During these last 2 years, the college and its innovative and hard-working academic staff have risen to the challenges, and the techniques and technologies of online education have constantly improved. While the students have adjusted to the new paradigm, there is no taking away from the fact that physical teaching and learning has overriding merits and is still the most effective method of providing education. Moreover, when the students are together, there is a substantial amount of peer and group learning which cannot be simulated in online mode. With large-scale vaccination and increasing immunity, we now hope that there will be no more disruptions and the college can restart in the next few weeks in the physical form. On the other hand, in this modern information age, digital transformation is the buzzword. Traditional engineering streams and skills are fast becoming irrelevant in the Industry 4.0 scenario. Newer areas such as IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, quantum computing, data analytics, cybersecurity, additive manufacturing including 3D printing, etc. will be in great demand, and future generation of engineers need to be prepared for these. The new paradigm also calls for multidisciplinary skills and creative application of learning. These are all well captured by the new Education Policy 2020, and I am sanguine that the faculty and students will prepare well for these future transformations. AIT has had many achievements to its credit over the last 1 year, and the most significant of these has been the recognition of the students of AIT by multinationals such as Amazon, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, etc., who have employed a number of our students at very good salary packages. The trend continues for the next batch too, as number of 2023 batch students are undergoing paid internships in some of these reputed companies. AIT is not only known to produce technically strong engineers, but well-groomed personalities who can be leaders of tomorrow in various fields. The vibrant club system and structured competitions in curricular and extracurricular activities are ideal vehicles to produce total quality engineers. These activities did suffer during this long period of learn from home. Notwithstanding these constraints, many clubs continued their activities using online platforms and tools. These included coding competitions, quizzes, online debates, fine art festivals, workshops by expert alumni, and even some fun competitions. I am told that all these are initiatives of the students themselves. Hats off to their enthusiasm and spirit of overcoming all odds. With technology transformations all over the world, there has also been a revolution in military technologies. As you are all well aware, the induction of technologies and systems in Indian Armed Forces has been opened up to the private sector industry and academia in a big way. Modern warfare cannot be fought by the armed forces alone. As amply demonstrated in various recent conflicts, it is the dual-use technologies which are aiding military forces across the world. Artificial intelligence and machine learning has now found multiple applications in weapon systems, surveillance systems, avionics, target acquisition, and military decision making. There is a huge opportunity for future engineers in these fields. Thankfully, many new Indian startups have entered the fray and are taking up these challenges. I look forward to AIT collaborating with armed forces. We must motivate bright students as well as alumni to work in these fields. I would also like to congratulate the recipients of various awards. I am sure Mr. Vijendra Yadav, who is the recipient of Successful Young Entrepreneur Award, would be very elated. It is indeed an honor for an alumnus to be felicitated by its own alma mater. Apart from his exploits, Vijendra, as the president of Alumni Association, has been instrumental in helping young alumni who were looking for a guiding light in their life. I also take this opportunity to congratulate all the students who have won various awards, including the Chief of Army Staff Trophy for Best All-Round Student, Army Commander's Trophy for first position in each branch, Best Sports Person, and the Rajput Regiment Trophy for the most innovative project. I am particularly pleased that Swagitikar Sahu has won the Chief of Army Staff Best All-Round Student Award this time, and that too with a resounding margin. I think she would be an inspiration for more girls joining AIT and following her example. I once again congratulate all the employees of AIT for their commitment and contribution in making AIT one of the best institutes of Army Welfare Education Society and providing wonderful career opportunities to the students. I also thank the management committee and organizers for organizing such an inspiration celebration and showcasing the journey and achievements of AIT. As per Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon with which you can change the world. May AIT continue providing this powerful weapon to its students. I wish AIT all the best for all its future endeavors. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant General J.S. Nain is our current patron-in-chief and someone we all look up to. Lieutenant General J.S. Nain, PVSM, AVSM, SM, GOC in C, Southern Command, is an alumnus of Sainik School Kanchpura, National Defence Academy Khadakwasla, and Indian Military Academy Dehradun. The General was commissioned into the Dogra Regiment on 18 June 1983. He is a graduate of Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, College of Defence Management, Secunderabad, and National Defence College, Dhaka, Bangladesh. In his illustrious career spanning over 38 years, the General has served across a wide spectrum of conflicts and terrain profiles. He has tenanted numerous command, staff, and instructional appointments and has vast experience of counter-insurgency operations in JK and Northeast. He commanded his battalion on the line of control in high-altitude terrain in Jammu and Kashmir and in a strike corps, a mountain brigade in Northeast India, a division again along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir, and corps having an operational responsibility in developed and obstacle-ridden terrain. The General has been an instructor at Infantry School Mau, Brigade Major of an Independent Mechanized Brigade, GSO-1, operations of a counter-insurgency force, and Brigadier Administration of a command. The General has rich experience of the Military Secretary's branch at various levels. He also had the privilege of being the Chief of Staff of two operationally active commands, that is, North and Eastern Commands. His overseas tenure include military observer as part of the United Nations mission in Iraq and Kuwait. Academically inclined, the General has researched on J&K, Pakistan, China, and the Middle East. He holds a master's degree in defense studies from Madras University and in management studies from Osmania University. The General is a keen sportsman and has special interest in physical fitness, reading, trekking, and nature exploration. The General is the Colonel of the Dogra Regiment. He took over the reins of Southern Command on 1st Feb 2021. He too, unfortunately, couldn't join us physically, but has been kind enough to send a message that we would like to play.
A very good morning and Jai Hind. It is a matter of great privilege for me to be addressing on the occasion of the AIT Day for the second time. As Army Institute of Technology celebrates its 28th Foundation Day, it's a special day of remembrance, reflection, and celebration. Heartiest congratulations to the faculty, administrative staff, members of the governing body, alumni, and the budding young engineers of this prestigious institution. I would have loved to join the celebrations in person. However, my prior commitments preclude my physical presence, and hence I send you my thoughts through this recorded message. In the last 2 years, we have been through one of the most difficult phases in recent history. The COVID pandemic has created a huge disruption. I am told that many students, employees, and families were severely affected. Our heartfelt condolences to those who lost their near and dear ones. Not only the AIT family, but the entire Army fraternity is with them. What is, however, inspiring is that despite these disruptions, distances, difficulties, and challenges, AIT students, their parents, and the faculty continued to focus on academic excellence and overall growth of students. This has resulted in outstanding placements this year, breaking all previous records. My compliments for the achievement, wherein AIT has made significant strides in overall placement percentage and average take-home pay. As predicted by many economists and world leaders, the post-COVID world is going to be very, very different. Economies, businesses, technologies, and logistics supply chains are undergoing disruptive changes. Agility, flexibility, resilience, and innovation are now the new buzzwords. I am very happy that AIT students are diving into this world of entrepreneurship. 4 startups formed by recently passed out students have already registered their companies. I am sanguine that they shall also emulate other such alumni who have been winning prestigious national level awards in the startup domain. I am informed that during the pandemic, AIT alumni networked effectively and not only assisted other members of AIT fraternity, but also the larger Army family. Such spirit deserves highest compliments. AIT, being the premier professional technical institute of AOS, must now focus on creating tomorrow's technology leaders. This calls for participation in the new innovation and technology drives, such as Atmanirbhar Bharat, Startup India, and various schemes to promote new technologies in the fields of defense and space. With its umbilical linkage with defense forces and many alumni already associated with some of these initiatives, we all are looking forward to AITians taking a lead in research and innovation in these fields. A beginning has already been made. I am aware that AIT is already partnering with a R&D lab for a high-tech niche area project funded by National Security Council Secretariat. Achievements of AIT students are due to many stakeholders. I congratulate all the parents who have groomed and brought up such wonderful boys and girls. My compliments to the management committee, faculty, and staff of AIT for their commitment and contribution to the overall growth of the institution. And last but not the least, my sincere appreciation to the young students for their hard work and the courage to dream big. I am confident that AIT shall continue to strive for excellence and live up to the institution's motto, onward to glory. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. It was truly enlightening. Now I'd like to hand over to Diksha and Harikesh.
I would now request Mrs. Arundhati Bhatt to felicitate Ms. Supriya Barwe with the Tulsi plant. Ma'am, can I please request you to stay on the stage? I would request Ms. Supriya Barwe to confer the Barwe Group scholarships to the meritorious students. Firstly, we have the Dr. Prabhakar Ramchandra Barwe Memorial Award which is given to the best scoring female student from the final year. This year it goes to Swagatika Sahu from the Department of Computer Engineering. Next, we have the Srimati Shashikala Vasant Savarkar Memorial Award, which is given to the student with premier technical expertise from the current final year. It has been backed by Nidhi Yadav from the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering. Conferees of the next category of Urchillo Scholarship are Jaredi Lavanya, M. Yashasvi Naidu, and Shubhangini Pandey. I now request Ms. Barwe to kindly address and inspire the students.
Good morning, and respected dignitaries and my dear friends. It always gives a lot of pleasure every year to witness AIT function on 24th of February. I congratulate all the students who have bagged the awards today, and I'm really happy that after a challenge of pandemic, we are just observing this day physically in person, and we are in new normal. So really it's been a great challenges for everyone across country, across the globe. And yes, we successfully, as a country, we have successfully come out of those challenges on health front. And today we are celebrating this day. It is really happy moment, and I wish all the success to all students for their future. I've just seen, and I've discussion with Professor Karatkar. I'm so happy that AIT is progressing like anything, and it is now in the topmost 3 colleges of Pune. So congratulations to all of you for being this at such a great position, and really happy to, I'm looking that one day, maybe in coming years, AIT will be the topmost in Pune. So wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was truly enlightening.
We would now like our guest of honor to please come up on the stage and enlighten and inspire us to work harder towards our pursuit.
A very good morning to all of you. It is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to be addressing this august gathering of the faculty, the management, and indeed captains from the industry, and of course friends from the press and media. It was only 3 days back that out of our friendship, which goes back to the mid-70s, when we were together in school, that Abhay, your director, just called up and he said, look, you have to come over and be with us for this day. I said, yes sir, will do. As is the norm in the Fauj, जब हुक्म मिलता है, you just accept, don't think, don't question, obey. So thanks Abhay for giving me this opportunity to be amongst the leaders, the difference makers, like was brought out by the speakers before me, that all of you, the students who are passing out from here, are going to make, are making and are going to make a difference to this country. My heartiest congratulations to the entire family of the AIT on your Foundation Day. It is so heartening to see this organization, which started some years back from a fledgling start, to come up to such levels of recognition of its capabilities, not only in the academic field, but in the entrepreneurial field also. It is very, very happy times for us to feel that our children are doing so wonderfully well. The talent that they bring to the table is now being recognized, not only here in the academic field, but when they step out of this organization and start making a difference, contributing to the development of not only the society, but of the nation. It's so good to see that the placement chart is only growing in terms of the percentages of people who are getting placements and the rates at which the packages that are being offered. Like was mentioned, I feel envious. I was also very happy to note that in every batch, some of us are joining the armed forces. It's a very nice thing to hear that children of armed forces personnel who are undertaking such strenuous educational exercise here are wanting to join back into the armed forces to be able to contribute towards the development and the protection of this country from within the armed forces. I would like to focus on just two issues. Firstly, I would like to suggest that the AIT must have a memorandum of understanding with what is called as the Army Design Bureau and similar organizations of the Navy and the Air Force. As the Deputy Chief of the Army Staff, before I retired, we had entered into memoranda of understanding with a large number of engineering colleges, IITs and universities, wherein we could share on a very real-time basis the requirements that we have in the armed forces, on which students and ex-students, alumni, could be working and give solutions to the problems that the military faces. We have something called as the Innovation in Defense Excellence that has been launched by the Government of India, Ministry of Defense, wherein the startups and ideas that come up from the industry are allowed to be developed and paid for by the Government of India. We must exploit these opportunities which the government under the overall umbrella of Atmanirbhar Bharat has been launching in the recent years, so that our country, which currently depends hugely on foreign equipment for fighting our wars, will be able to proudly say that our soldiers will fight with equipment and solutions provided from within the country. We desperately are looking forward to that situation coming up. So I would like to request not just the faculty, but also the students to look out for what is called as the technology roadmaps that are put out by the three services, to look out for the challenges that are being put out by the services, so that you understand what are the requirements, what are the problem areas that they are facing, and come up with innovative solutions to those problems. Today, a stage has come where technology is dictating how wars will be fought. It is not the other way around as it used to be in previous era, that for the need of certain warlike maneuvers, developments came up. It's gone the other way around. Whether it is the drones, the AI, or whatever else, it is the technology which is dictating how wars will be fought in future. So I would like to very sincerely request all of you to look into these areas and see what are the problem areas. In fact, I must, you people are lucky. In Pune, with the Southern Command, there is a branch of the Army Technology Board as the Regional Technology Board that has been set up. You can interact with them, you can find out what are the problem areas, and thereby come up with solutions, offer solutions which they can try, evaluate. The Army, the Navy and the Air Force is organizing visits to their areas so that you can see firsthand what are the problem areas. You people invariably are serving personnel children. So you already are aware of some of the things, but still the technological problems will only be known when you see it from that perspective. So I would like to urge you to go visit and see what you can contribute to the armed forces in terms of developing solutions for their problems. And my second part would of course be to motivate you, to request you to join the armed forces. I can very proudly tell you that one of our officers, in concert with a local industry from the engineers, developed a full body armor which was much lighter than what we were using and of a much better capability of stopping bullets. It's being introduced into the army, and he was not the only one. Mind you, he was awarded the Vishishta Seva Medal for coming up with a solution which was so desperately required by the armed forces. So we not only would like to see you in uniform to fight, but to use your talent to develop solutions from inside for the problems that we face. I would like to therefore urge you to join the armed forces and make your parents proud. Yes, like when I was joining the armed forces, my father had told me, if you are looking for money, that's not the place to go. But things have changed. We are much better paid today as compared to what my father was or I was when I was a young subaltern when I joined the army. Today we are much, much better paid. Our starting salaries are much better than any organization that can offer you. You can take a short stint, 5 years, and then get back and do whatever else you want to. So I am here not only to promote you all from doing whatever you do, wherever you do, to make your parents proud, but if you don the uniforms and join the army, I can assure you they can't be more proud than that. Once again, many, many congratulations to all of you on your Foundation Day. I feel privileged to be here. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for such a motivating speech. We at AIT consider ourselves fortunate to have you as our guest of honor today. We would now like to call upon our director, Brigadier Bhatt, to propose the vote of thanks to Lieutenant General Hasabnis.
As you all know, we have a function of scholarships and award of scholarships and industry interaction after the tea break. But General Hasabnis has some commitments and he has to go leave us before that. That is why I'm giving this vote of thanks. And as General Hasabnis said, it was certainly not an order that I gave him. I requested him to join us. But it was kind of a revenge. Not only were we from the same school, but he was our senior in my squadron in NDA. And as a PT captain, used to order us to come down immediately after lunch to practice our PT and train us and give us that ragada. So that's a revenge, kind of a revenge that I always have given to him. So thank you, sir, and Mrs. Hasabnis for joining us on this for these celebrations. It's really nice of you to take out time and guide our students and faculty. And we'll certainly remember your advice of approaching ADB and trying to get into a MOU. We of course tried to approach them earlier, but that was maybe 2 years back before the pandemic started. And I know there are a lot of things have happened and a lot of water has flowed under the bridge. We are also trying to approach Navy and Air Force also as per your guidance. Certainly we'll do that and try and encourage our students and faculty to orient their research and innovation towards the needs of the armed forces. Thank you once again for joining us. Jai Hind.
We request the dignitaries to join our guest of honor for a cup of tea in the basement and thereafter join us back at the auditorium in about 15 minutes for the second half of the function.
I request all the awardees to have a photograph with the guest of honor.
We request the dignitaries to join our guest of honor for a cup of tea in the basement and thereafter join back at the auditorium in about 15 minutes for the second half of the function. I request everybody else to remain seated as we show some excellent activities conducted by various clubs in our college. I request everybody but the dignitaries to remain in their seats, the students and the faculty, as we show some excellent activities conducted by various clubs in our college.
I repeat, we request all the students and other people to remain seated in their seats.
On this note, we are thrilled to hand over to our next host for the day, Diksha and Harikesh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Once the pandemic hit us, we realized that all we had was a 48-hour window for us to turn around the entire networks.
Things became extremely tough. Chaos around partners, chaos around security.
Editorial deals with a lot of images, FMs, videos. Putting that through over VPN was a challenge.
Customer card data, bank's card data is managed by us, and to protect that data, we were not having remote support options.
Can you stop the development of your products, conceptualization? You can't.
We wanted someone who comes with a hunger, who can done things in 72 hours, and just when all of these were happening, Accop happened.
I was not very sure that a small company with not a big market share can do so many things.
So Mohan came over and he gave us a simple demo of the entire solution. I think it was Mohan's device. He connected it to his laptop and our signal was only about 2 or 3 towers. With that signal, he connected through the entire network and he showed us how the VMs work and how does the whole security work.
It was a blessing in disguise. It only required a single platform to be connected to as compared to 4 or 5 different tools.
And it was a no-brainer then in that case to just start the relationship with ACOPS. And then we never looked back.
So ACOPS came in with their VDI solution. You really do not need to install any platform or any system.
So now in case of a thin client, there is no more boxes. We just have one central machine. This intelligence is controlled by the central server at the back end.
And if in case any control is found to be in breach, the access can also be stopped or curtailed at an immediate basis.
And still using ACOPS, they could connect and get the same kind of experience as they would have got had they been working within the premises.
Another beauty which I liked, they were very flexible in the licensing moduling, and they have given us the full opportunity to explore the product in the fullest.
Have some warehouses at very remote places, and the need came to install SAP there, and that's where again ACOPS total package. There we had requirement to integrate custom barcodes and to print at local place. We actually had tried this with many other vendors and that was not possible.
At the same time, we had HiVox private bundle with HiSecure, which helped us equal level of monitoring and reporting of those activities, which is very critical being in a BFSI segment.
Full stack was implemented for people in investment, people in operation, people in call center. All of them were enabled on the VDI. I felt it good when I saw a team who understood the challenge and was ready to run that marathon.
And as usual, ACOPS has come up with a very fastest turnaround time.
So within 3 days, we have implemented such a huge solution. Literally implement in 72 hours.
We shifted the whole thing in a day. We did not lose sleep. Everybody were given a laptop, they went home, they connected and it worked.
I need a partner who can also run as fast as I can run. And I saw this partner could run as fast as I wanted to run.
So there was never a snag, there was never a delay in terms of releasing the pages during the last 1.5 years.
Thank to ACOPS team, because of them we never stop our business.
That's one area we proudly go and tell the banks, please come, our shop is open anytime, send us your questions, because we are so comfortable that nothing can go wrong in our system.
We got a better value for money solution with ACOPS.
And March and April, if you look into it, we were fastest growing life insurance company in India.
And today, we are talking about the fact that we'll keep our infrastructure in real estate as it is, and we would become double the size of where we are today.
This solution was one which turned one of the biggest clients into our winners for us today. This stood the test of times for us and it delivered when we needed the most.
We at 5S Digital and my entire team feel that you and your team possibly make this entire corporate world a safer workplace in a remote environment?
I always say that they are not vendors, they are partners.
They are ethical organization who make sure that customer does not suffer. You should actually at least once give them a shot.
Go for it. Don't think, you go for it.
Confidently invest, because some of the greatest solutions are born from the smallest products.
Students are requested to be seated. We are about to start with the award ceremony.
Once the pandemic hit us, we realized that all we had was a 48-hour window for us to turn around the entire networks.
Things became extremely tough. Chaos around partners, chaos.
I request everyone to take their seats. All the students who are outside
Security editorial deals with a lot of images.
All the students who are outside are requested to come inside and have a seat. No one will disagree that excellence is never an accident. It is a result of high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and vision to see obstacles as opportunities. The students of our reputed college have once again shown us their talent, proved their worth, and made sure nothing can stop them, not even a pandemic. It has been proven that recognition of one's efforts is more highly valued than money. When it comes to academics, it is customary in our society to recognize the highest achievers. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. On this very auspicious day, I, Diksha Singh, a second-year student from
And I, Harikesh, a second-year student from Mechanical Engineering,
stand before you to host the award and scholarship distribution ceremony.
Now we have the Tata Merit Scholarship being given by Tata team consisting of Mr. Dinanath Holkar, VP and Global Head, TCS Analytics and Insights, Ms. Lata Karki, Regional Head, and Mr. Rishikesh Dande, Academia Relationship Manager. I request Mr. Dinanath Holkar to come upon the stage and present the scholarship to the students. From the Department of Computer Engineering, we have Pooja, Vipin Kumar, Purushottam Kumar, Madhukar, Sehaj Kumar Bakshi, and Akash. From the Department of Information Technology, recipients are Swaraj Nayak, Rohit Kumar Sharma, Shambhavi Chaudhary, Saurav Singh, Payal, and Ajay Bora. I would now request Mr. Dinanath Holkar to deliver some words of encouragement.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'm very happy to be here. Just before the pandemic, I was here at AIT to be the chief guest at the convocation event, and that was probably one of the last events I held I attended in an academic institution. So I'm again happy that probably the first event I'm doing after the pandemic is also at AIT. So thank you again for inviting me here. Congratulations to all the winners of all these special awards, and it was great to be here when Sudhirji and Pradeepji got the awards. They are great friends, and we've worked very closely and as part of the Chamber of Commerce. I would like to reflect upon something very interesting, and since there are some recipients of the Tata Scholarship, I want to narrate a story about Mr. J.R.D. Tata. So J.R.D. Tata, as you are aware, is the only industrialist who has won the Bharat Ratna Award. And it was, in the late 80s, early 90s when he had got the award. And there was an event which was organized by the Tata Group to felicitate him on getting the Bharat Ratna. And when the event got over, Mr. Tata was standing, this is at NCPA, which is right at the Arabian Sea at Nariman Point. And there was a very interesting conversation that one of our Tata Group execs had with Mr. Tata. He was looking into the sea. There was a cool breeze blowing. And he asked Mr. Tata as to what is it that he would want India to be. A superpower, economic, impactful giant, and industry, leader and things like that. But Mr. Tata made a very interesting statement. He said, I want India to be a happy country. And I believe that all of us, when we look at the happiness index, and especially in the recent times, while we are very privileged to have seen through all these times, there are a lot of people who have gone through a lot of pain, a lot of hardships. There are a lot of people who have lost their jobs. And I believe it's a responsibility as a community to look up to that inspirational word of Mr. Tata and make India a happy country. And I would encourage each one of you to look around and be very inclusive in looking at identify those people who you can make happy through whatever you do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was really uplifting.
We feel very honored and privileged to give out the awards for academic excellence from the current pass-out year. To felicitate them, I would like to call upon stage our principal, Dr. B.P. Patil.
From the Department of Computer Engineering, we have Swagatika Sahu. Ashwini Punya. And Sabah Karimi. From the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, we have Soumyakant Katua. Abhishek Kumar. And Upasna Singh. From the Department of Information Technology, we have Rishabh Kumar Singh. Pradeep Kumar. And Vag Shubham Sharad. From the Department of Mechanical Engineering, we have Vishal Nayak. Amal Narikodan. And Sanjay Yadav. Thank you, sir.
This year, we wish to begin with the new tradition of honoring the student manifesting technical competence with the Physics, Chemistry, Mathematics Award. in memory of Sri Manohar Narayan Sanskiri and Srimati Malti Manohar Sanskiri. To start off this year, the award goes to Sahil Akhtar Sheikh, a second-year student from the Department of Computer Engineering. I would request Dr. Sanjeev Sanskiri to come up on the stage and confer the award.
And I always feel that they should be the masters at all the time and leaders. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Moving on, we have the Urchillo Scholarship, which is given to the students excelling in academics, enterprising aptitude, and additional responsibilities. This award is being given by Mr. Vikram Roopchand, Chief Technology Officer. I would request sir to come on the stage and present the scholarships to these exemplary students. From the Department of Computer Engineering, the recipients are Akshay Sharma, Vivek Kumar Mishra, Rashika Rawat, Ashna Vaid, Abneesh Kumar, Shivanshu Tiwari, Surendra Singh, and Khushi Shah.
From the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, the recipients are Amit Joshi, Rajsekhar Singh, Garima Devi, Ayush Tiwari, Komal Mishra, Tejaswini D, Harsh Kumar, and Padala Suraj.
From the Department of Information Technology, we have Sai Pavan Kumar, Saurabh Rai, Abhishek Shedge, Prateek Fadtare, Tarun Mishra, Harshit Pandey, Shivang Singh, and Praveen Kumar.
From the Department of Mechanical Engineering, the recipients are Anjali Sharma, Harshvardhan Singh, Priya Kumari, Mayank Singh, Abhay Kumar Shukla, Ritvik Devdar, Neeraj Khandagre, and Vignesh Hari.
I now request Mr. Vikram Roopchand to invigorate the students with his motivating words.
I have much to invigorate you guys about, but I do have a story to share, and I just realized it. So basically, my entrepreneurial journey to my own company, Dimentrix, and eventually to Urchillo, I think it started from here, this particular college. You see, in '94, AIT was a startup, you know, in the sense, the management was new. They had their own goals, they had their own processes to lay down, they had their own strategies to formulate. And we as students, we were away from home. We'd just come to a new city, away from our parents. We had picked up engineering and subjects in a college which was not very well known. So basically, we had limited resources with us and definitely very little budget. So we had to go out and make way for ourselves. They had a behemoth task of establishing Urchillo as a brand, and we had the little task in that behemoth task to establish AIT, I'm sorry, it was AIT I meant, and AIT as a brand in Pune itself. You see, we used to go out on our bikes, carrying a bunch of resumes, and go out to all these offices and then basically give them our resumes, and the first question they would ask is, which college? And then we used to tell them AIT. And then somehow, in the fact that we used to speak AIT in such a fast way, they used to think IIT. And then they think, oh, there's an IIT in Pune. And then we had to explain them, no, it's AIT. And then first we had to explain them where Dighi is. Because you see, Dighi, this sweet little hamlet which you have today and is very well connected, at that point in time was nowhere on the map. There was no map, basically. So it was a very difficult and challenging thing to do. And then you explain them why someone from the army wants to join them. So that was another thing which we had to overcome. But we had to establish our own brand. And I would attribute it to my seniors also, the 95 batch, the 94 batch, 95 batch, I'm 95. So basically, all those guys, they were the stalwarts. They did everything possible today to make sure that we've reached to this point. And when I see this, the amount of work which has happened in the college, I'm coming here after 22 years. And I frankly cannot recognize this place. There is so much that has happened. And there is so much that the college is doing today. At that point in time, this building didn't exist. Nothing absolutely existed. All our memories and all the places, you know, what I'm talking about, is basically all gone. So, well, so it's a matter of perspective. So but thank you again. All the best to you guys.
Thank you, sir. It was a delight to hear you.
Now we have the New Indian Express Scholarship given by Mr. Avnish Singh, General Manager, Administration, New Indian Express. Due to prior engagements, Mr. Avnish Singh couldn't be present today. On his behalf, I would request our Joint Director, Colonel M.K. Prasad, to come upon the stage and confer the scholarship to the meritorious students. From the Department of Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, we have Sahil Akhtar Sheikh, Vikas Punya, Arya Jha, Nishu Malik, Priya Pandey, and Mahesh B. Bhosle. From the Department of Mechanical Engineering, the recipients are Harsh Katyar, Paidi Ajay, Arindam De, Abhishek Meel, M. Deepak Kumar, and Mangesh S. Jadhav. I would request sir to stay on the stage and bestow the HFI scholarship on Prateek Shukla. I now request Colonel M.K. Prasad to give a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to esteemed guests, senior officers, alumni, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Director, faculty, staff and students of AIT, I am privileged to express the vote of thanks to all stakeholders who have contributed in making AIT Foundation Day a grand success. Starting with the sincere thanks to our Patron-in-Chief and Army Commander, Southern Command, Lieutenant General J.S. Nayan, PVSM, ABSM, SM for his motivational speech and encouraging guidance. Sir, we indeed indebted for your inspirational talk and valuable advice given to our young and budding students. It's going to be a life treasure with them which will act as a guiding lamppost in their life whenever they require it. I am also thankful to our patron, Lieutenant General Arvind Walia, Chief of Staff, Southern Command for his thought and beautiful words of encouragement to our students. Your concern for growth of the AIT is commendable and we promise that we are going to deliver up to your expectation. The encouragement given by you will motivate us to touch new heights of glory. We are thankful to Headquarter AWS and a staff of Headquarter Southern Command for their active support in making this Foundation Day a great success. A special thanks to Lieutenant General Sudarshan Srikanth Hasabnis, PVSM, VSM, ADC for his presence and gracing the occasion. We are thankful to Mr. Pradeep Bhargava, Chairman of Automobile System and Assemblies Limited, and Independent Director of Persistent System for making himself available and receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award 2022. He said that success is not just earning the money, prestige and pride, but it makes you more meaningful that what you are going to contribute to your society. So these are the words which our students are going to keep in mind throughout his journey, professional journey. I wish to extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Sudhir Mehta, Chairman and Managing Director of Pinnacle Industries, who accepted our invitation to grace the occasion and receive the Successful Entrepreneur Award 2022. His words, Brand India. Brand India is a name, and he related it moral, ethics, values, and further related to A2 students, which is a very, very great responsibility on our shoulders, and we are going to prove it that we are not going to compromise our ethics, morals, and values. We are going to create a new India, sir. Thank you very much. I will extend our gratitude to all organizations and individuals for their support in form of a scholarship and awards to our students. Such incentives go a long way in enhancing the performance, capability, and morale of our students. It's a great contribution towards the welfare of Army personnel and war widows. I am thankful to Mr. Vijendra Yadav, CEO, CTO, and co-founder of ECOPS system, and congratulate him for receiving the Successful Alumni Entrepreneur Award 2022. His thinking, positive attitude, professionalism, pleasure, and prestige is going to a long way in guiding the students of AIT. I am also taking this opportunity to thank service officers, veterans, senior members of academia, esteemed industry partners, our well-wishers, and parents of our students who made the AIT Day a grand success by joining virtually or physically. Finally, I would like to applaud the enormous effort put in by all the staff and students of the AIT, online and offline, in making this function a grand success. At the end, I will tell that we join hands not to say goodbye, but we join hands to build our nation. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. With this, we conclude today's proceedings. The AIT family thanks all the dignitaries, guests, teachers, and students who have joined us online as well as offline and made our Foundation Day a huge success. We now request everyone to stand up for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Esteemed representatives from Urchillo and Urchillo Scholarship winners are requested to stay back for photograph. I now request everyone to proceed for lunch.